Okay, hello again, everyone. We have another great cooking at home segment for you. My name is Jeremy Capone, and I'm the wellness chef at ELLICSR for the Princess Margaret Cancer Center, and I am joined by...
Hi, I'm Stephanie Gladman, the registered dietitian, and today we are going to make a super seed peanut butter oatmeal cookie. It's a long one, so I just had to remember that. And we figured we'd start with some ingredients that you probably already have in your pantry or that are super easy to get. We wanted to kind of talk about the idea of snacking and how to make your snacks count. Loading them up with fiber, healthy fats, and protein so that they could carry you between meals, but also kind of more on the sweeter side for those who have a little bit of a sweet tooth. So let us hear what you've got, Jer.
Beautiful. Yes. So like Steph said, we're using mostly items that we might have already in the pantry. And you can definitely swap in some of these ingredients with other things you might have. So we're using peanut butter, but if you have almond butter or another nut butter, or if you want to make your own, absolutely fantastic. For the oats, any flake pressed oats will work. So we're just using some of those quick oats that I had, but large flake pressed oats would work as well. And then for the seeds, this is where you can kind of get creative. So I had some sesame seeds and some pumpkin seeds, but you can throw in hemp seeds, chia seeds, sunflower seeds, whatever you like to kind of boost it up and give it some nice texture there. So I'm going to bring you in to the magic. We're going to bend this down here so you see what's going on. So I'm going to start off with my wet ingredients. So we have 1 egg, and then to the egg, we're going to, actually, I'll get just a little whisk, get that going. And to the egg, we're going to add brown sugar. Now, you can definitely use maple syrup, and the maple syrup is actually going to give you a little bit more of a chewier cookie. So a little bit softer, a little bit chewier, which is nice. The brown sugar, when I've done it, it comes out a little more solid and a little more crumbly. So it all depends on what you have first, and then how you would like the finishing texture to be. All right, so I'm gonna put some of that brown sugar in there, whisk it up, try to break up, we've got some of those crusty pieces there. You can, if you have, like sometimes the brown sugar seizes up and you have this like massive chunk of brown sugar, you can even microwave that for like 20-30 seconds to soften it up. That'll work fine. Okay, so egg, a little bit of brown sugar, and now we're gonna go in with about a cup of peanut butter. So that seems like a lot of peanut butter, but this is really what's gonna form the majority of this cookie. And like I said, you can definitely use a different nut butter if you like. And I'm not really measuring, so I had about a cup left. That's sort of the nice thing about this is it's a very forgiving recipe. So if it's too dry, when you're mixing it together, you can add a little bit more peanut butter. If it's too wet, just add some more oats, and it'll fix it up.
Yeah, and I'll just jump in here for a sec while Jer mixes around. I wanted to just say how, yes, peanut butter is a fattier ingredient, but it is mostly made up of unsaturated fats. So those are your healthier fats. We know the research shows that they play a role in reducing risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and they also, when you're adding it, so this is like a denser cookie or a denser snack, right? Which, when you think about snacking, you do want it to carry over so that, you're full so that you could carry over to the next meal. And again, we're making a batch. That's great. And I always recommend having your all natural peanut butters. Now, you can buy them in the store, you can make them yourself. And this way, you're not using any added things. So if it's not all natural, they tend to add more sugar or sodium as a preservative. So if you were buying all natural, you wouldn't have anything additional inside. And then the other thing is that though sometimes it separates the liquid from the solid, and just you'd have to kind of mix it around or store it somewhere upside down. That always helps. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention is that, again, the sugar that we're adding, it's just giving some flavor. And as Jer mentioned, you can always have maple syrup, which helps to reduce, which has a lower glycemic index. So that's always great. And we're not using that much for this specific batch.
Okay, so we mix that together. So we have an egg, peanut butter, and a little bit of that brown sugar. Now we're gonna go ahead and add some of our dry ingredients. So I have about a cup of oats in here. And I'm going to add some of our seeds. So you can kind of add as much as you want. I'm doing about, let's say, half a cup of mixed seeds in there. And just a small, very, very small pinch of salt. And that's going to help to boost the flavors. It's going to give it that sort of savory, sweet thing going on, which is always really nice in a cookie.
Jer, I wasn't able to tell. Did you grind the oats, or were they flaked?
No, they're still flaky.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a really great, addition. Oats are really high in what we call soluble fiber. They have that fiber. So those who want to control their blood sugar, that's a great way to include that type of fiber. It also helps reduce different types of cholesterol, like the bad cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol. And so, when you're thinking of snacking, adding in things like fat, protein, fiber, again, this is going to keep you fuller for longer. So, when you're aiming to reach for that snack, even if it is a sweeter type of snack, which sometimes we crave, and that's okay, just knowing that this specific snack is full of so much goodness. You've got your seeds, your nuts, your healthy fats, protein, fiber. You're really kind of making it like a well-balanced snack that you're having.
Perfect. Okay, so just mix into combine, and you can see how it comes together pretty easily. It's mostly peanut butter in there, so it will hold its shape. And at this point, if you have an ice cream scoop, awesome. That's going to be the most uniform and clean way to do this. I don't. So I'm just rolling them into almost like little meatball-sized cookies, and then just giving them just a little gentle press into shape. And again, what's nice about these is a little bit does go a long way. So you don't have to make like massive cookies here. Make smaller bites, and then you can freeze it after it's cooked or even before it's cooked. Steph, what's your favorite cookie?
I'm so tempted to make these. I am such a fan of breakfast cookies where I load them with so many nuts and seeds. So yeah, like really getting that protein and healthy fats. And I personally, I'll make this into kind of more of like a breakfast type of meal sort of thing where I'll have like a breakfast cookie plus a cup of milk and maybe a fruit. So maybe I'll have a pear or a banana. And for me, that's pretty well balanced, and it'll keep me through till, my mid-morning snack or lunchtime. So, I love these cookies, and I'm actually really super excited to make them on my own.
Yeah, awesome. Anytime that we can convince Steph to make one of these cookies, I think we have a winner. One of these recipes, we got a winner. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. I have a few more there. So they'll make about 12 cookies this size. Then at this point, you can bake them as is, or if you want to get like a little fancy, just get a fork and gently press those sort of traditional grooves that you might see in a peanut butter cookie. And that's it. That's going to go into the oven, 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. Doesn't take much time at all. I mean, there's really no rising or raising that needs to be done here. We're just trying to get a little bit of color, a little bit of crust, some of that cookie crunch. And here we go. This is the magic of, what do we even call it now? The magic of Zoom.
The magic of Zoom.
Yeah, in the kitchen. We already made some. You can see half of them are gone. Couldn't wait. But this is what you get. This like really nice, a little bit of golden brown color on there. Super tasty. You see those little pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds in there. And like Steph said, this is like a snack, but this is like a nice little breakfast cookie, right?
Yeah. So Jer, on a scale of chewiness, where does this rate?
Ooh, so I guess I would give it, if it's brown sugar, I would give it like a 2. 2 being like on the lower, or 1 being on the lower end. And then if you use maple syrup, it's around a 6, I would say. Yeah. So the maple syrup gives it a little bit more moisture and gives it a little bit more chew to it.
Cool.
So you can kind
syrup.
of balance from there.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I'll be using maple syrup.
Yes. Yeah. I'll make them again with maple syrup. We'll try it out. But that's it. Beautiful, delicious, super seed peanut butter oatmeal cookies. Yeah. Thank you guys again for joining us. Stay tuned. Check out our YouTube channel and our website, www.elixirkitchen.ca. Steph and I are going to be putting out as many recipes and videos as we can. And tune in again.